February 13th, the big Meech benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic.
I'm back.
Big Meech is calling out Rick Ross, saying that Ross promised him a lot but left him broke. And honestly, Meech is not just upset, he is really mad. When Meech first teamed up with Ross, it was not only about the music. Ross knew exactly what he was doing. He came in making big promises, saying he would give Meech a new show, a bigger budget, and even a big concert to welcome him back. At that time, it all sounded amazing. But now, Ross is nowhere to be found, and none of the promises were kept. Now Ross is in a panic, and honestly, he has good reason to be. If there is one thing we know about Big Meech, it is that he never forgets betrayal. And to make things worse, 50 Cent has been bothering him nonstop ever since he joined forces with Ross. The moment Big Meech teamed up with Rick Ross for that Welcome Home concert, 50 Cent did not waste any time. He went straight to Instagram and started making noise. When Meech first got out, Ross had big plans for him. He was talking about this massive Welcome Home concert, something that was supposed to change everything. Meech was promised a share of the ticket sales, and let's be honest, that would have been a big payday. But guess what? The concert never happened. At the last minute, everything got canceled, and the reason? Federal agents supposedly stepped in. The event got canceled through letters, and that is when the rumors started spreading. Let's be honest, who else has that kind of power to stop everything? Many people believe that 50 Cent might have been the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, and if that is true, it means he did it just to get back at Rick Ross. Now, 50 never said he had anything to do with it, but he definitely made fun of the situation. When Boozy Badass talked about it during a Vlad TV interview, 50 hopped on Instagram to joke around. He posted, "Hey, I am just asking for a friend. Does this mean the show was not going to happen?" And 50 Cent made sure everyone knew it. He posted on Instagram, calling it pure disrespect. He shared how he was just at the Lewis store, thinking, what is going on? I could have been making money instead of dealing with this. And let us not forget, 50 saw this coming. He said the show would get shut down before it even started, then turned around and denied being involved, acting like he was not sitting back and laughing at the whole thing. But you know what is even worse? When everything fell apart and Big Meech was struggling, Rick Ross did nothing. He just stayed in the shadows, waiting. Rick Ross seemed to be hoping to use Big Meech as a pawn to get back at 50 Cent recently. 50 Cent posted a picture of Tammy Cowens, who has been accused of being a federal informant. As if that wasn't enough, he also shared some text messages he claimed to have exchanged with Tammy. In the messages, 50 straight up asked her if Meech knew she was working with the feds while he was locked up, and guess what? She gave him more details. 50 captioned the post, "Tammy Cowens, the truth and nothing but the truth coming soon." And let us not forget, just last week, 50 Cent had already been going after Big Meech, making accusations of snitching. He clearly wrote, "Listen to the words, Big Screech. You keep forgetting that you told Tammy Cowens to snitch to get your time cut, sucker," and of course, he made sure to tag all his brands classic 50 Cent style. But it is not just 50 saying this. Even Blue Da Vinci and Cuffy have stepped up, saying that Big Meech is the reason they ended up in prison. According to them, he used Tammy Cowens as a third-party informant. So, this whole Big Screech thing is not just some random claim. At first, people thought it was just a wild rumor that 50 Cent made up for attention, but now it seems like there might be more to this story than Big Meech wants to admit. People in the industry have been talking about it for a while, and things are starting to look suspicious. People are asking, how did Meech have information on you and then give it to Tammy, which got you caught up in all of this? How did that happen? This raises more questions. It looks like you need to think back on everything. So, Tammy was trying to get Suarez, right? Yes, exactly. But when the government found out she was in contact with him, 50 Cent did not stop there. He even pulled Lil Meech into the drama. Before all of this, 50 Cent had been helping Lil Meech a lot. We are talking about serious support here. 50 paid for his acting classes, helped him prepare for his role in the BMF series, and even took care of his business. Remember when rumors came out that Lil Meech was having trouble with substance use? 50 personally sent him to rehab and paid for everything. That shows how deep their connection went. It is clear that 50 had always been there for him. At first, I thought acting was just about reading lines off a paper, something like that. But when I got there, they told me, do not look at the paper. Imagine your mom and dad in a casket. You are at a funeral. It was a whole different experience. Then, Big Meech changed sides. The moment he started getting close to Rick Ross, 50 Cent cut them all off, and he is not keeping quiet about it. He openly said he is stopping the BMF show, which is where Lil Meech gets his money from. Now, both Meech and his son are about to be struggling with money. As if that was not enough, 50 Cent has been petty with the promotions too. Every time he posts something about BMF, he blurs and changes Lil Meech's face, almost like he is trying to erase him completely. After the Welcome Home concert fell apart, Rick Ross did not stop talking. Instead of admitting defeat, he started running his mouth again, saying he was going to make his own BMF show. And not just any show, one with a bigger budget than 50's. Yeah, right. Now, he is saying, I want to do a... Rick Ross talked about creating a big-budget BMF film, claiming people had been entertained by a small-budget series, and now it was time for something bigger. This was supposed to be Big Meech's big chance, his Hail Mary. If Ross had actually followed through, Meech could have made a serious payday. But just like everything else, Ross promised, and that show never happened. It was all talk. And here's the real twist. 50 Cent owns the TV and film rights to the Black Mafia family story. That means Ross could not even legally pull this off without 50 having a say in it. So all of it was just empty promises. While Rick Ross keeps showing off, it all seems pointless, especially since Big Meech is still broke. 50 Cent keeps dragging him online, and to make things worse, Rick Ross has not even tried to stand up for Meech. Ross was loud when using Meech's name to go after 50, but now that the pressure is on, he has gone completely quiet. Let us be honest, this is exactly why 50 Cent has been making fun of Rick Ross for years. 50 has always said that Ross only talks about him to stay in the spotlight. Every time Ross wants to get attention, he has to mention 50's name. Now, it is starting to look like 50 was right all along. It became really clear that Rick Ross jumped on the BMF wave just to get back at 50 Cent. When things start going wrong, Ross always mentions 50's name to keep himself in the spotlight. Recently, out of nowhere, Rick Ross decided to go after 50 again, but this time, he crossed the line. He brought up 50 Cent's late mother in a clip he posted on his Instagram story. Ross went on, bragging about how he was the only person who ever truly hurt 50 Cent. He even dragged Tony Yayo into it, saying he personally warned 50 that he was making a mistake. Ross seemed proud to say, "They say I was the only person." Rick Ross kept going, saying that he was the one who truly messed up 50 Cent, and he claimed that he did not know Tony Yayo had warned 50 about the mistake. But Ross did not stop there. He kept making fun of Yayo and Uncle Murda, saying they looked old and needed facials. Of course, Yayo responded, saying that he was used to being dragged into 50's beefs because of their close friendship and loyalty. Let us be honest, Yayo has always been there for 50. That is loyalty from day one, and Ross just cannot stand that Tony Yayo said, "I told him I would not do that." Rick Ross kept going, making fun of Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda, saying they did not have money and needed facials. Then, Ross changed direction and started mocking 50 Cent's business moves. This time, he went after the G-Unit Studios project in Louisiana, saying that 50 could not finish it because he was broke and could not get loans from the banks anymore. Ross said, "I see you struggling to build that G-Unit film studio in Louisiana, where the land is cheap. You thought." Rick Ross kept talking, saying, "You thought you were going to make it happen. You thought you could get those loans, but look at you now. What is taking so long?" But 50 Cent was not going to let Rick Ross get away with it. He straight up made fun of Ross for being just a special guest on the Millennium Tour. Bow Wow and Amarian are the main headliners, along with Trey Songz, Boozy Badass, PS, and the Ying Yang Twins. Meanwhile, Rick Ross is just a special guest, alongside Ray J, Bobby V, and Pleasure P. For most people, this lineup is a fun throwback to the past, but 50 made sure to call out Ross for being in that position. The 2000s were a big time for many, but not for 50 Cent. He saw it as a clear sign that Rick Ross is not the big boss he says he is. Let's be honest, a rap artist being placed below Bow Wow is strange. In the end, this whole thing started because Rick Ross could not stop talking about 50 Cent. But the one who really paid the price is Big Meech. Back in the real BMF days, Meech was tough. If you owed him something, he would come to collect. Now, there are rumors that Rick Ross is starting to get nervous. Behind the scenes, there are rumors that Rick Ross knows that at any moment, Big Meech and the real BMF members could show up. Whether directly or indirectly, someone will want answers. If that happens, it could mean Rick Ross messed with the wrong person. When you take the good along with the bad, you show your crew what it really means to be men. That is when everyone shines, looking like new money. There is no other crew like this in the world, and there will never be another one. The big question now is, what happens next? Is Rick Ross really starting to feel nervous now that Big Meech might come to collect? Did he bite off more than he could handle by trying to play both sides? And do you think 50 Cent will ever let this go? Or is he just getting started with all of this? I really want to hear your thoughts on this mess, so make sure to drop your opinions in the comments below. While you are at it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you do not miss the next update on this crazy situation. Also, be sure to check out the next video on your screen, because trust me, this story is far from over.